Malifa with that backside pass again.
Nice cover defense there by the Rugby Utah side. Nice tackle there by Vern Ale as well.
He really puts that pressure on that defense, making them think twice. Number 19 there, given Walter for Glendale with the run.
Glendale there spraying the ball wide, and looks like there was almost a try awarded there at that point.
Chad London almost in for a second try, but moves the ball wide, and it's a try.
Try awarded to Glendale.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
By Nick Johnson.
See, one of the things that you learn pretty quickly with rugby,
Let's see that replay here.
it's
just quick hands, you know.
it's nothing too fancy, is it? It's heading it up with your forwards, then swinging it wide to the backs where there's bound to be some space.
You know, I was told once by a famous local rugby player here in Utah, his name is Colin Tulivuka, he said, the ball will always beat the man. You know, I don't know where he got that from, but it's definitely true. You see it here.
Tulivuka, was it?
Tulivuka.
Yeah.
Shout out to all those who are following us on our stream. Definitely something that we will continue to afford our local players and their families. An opportunity for friends and families to see talent growing here in the state of Utah. As you can see there's Coach Blake Burdett.
Blake Burdett himself was an Eagle.
Yes, he was.
For, representing the USA at the national level. Oh, sorry, the international level. Former head coach at the University of Utah, actually.
It looks like the kick is good.
A
and
great strike.
Well struck kick, which brings the score to 26-3. Glendale Raptors.
Will Maggie has really been on point with his kicks today, hasn't he, Billy?
I'm sorry?
Will Maggie, the fly half for Glendale, he's been really spot on with his kicks from both corners, both sides of the field. He's been great.
Yeah.
Restart again here by Nichols. Chasing hard as Lance
Nice
Williams.
take there in the air by
Lance
the
Williams.
Glendale Raptors. A reset within their 22. Oh, that was a nice run there and a nice, well-received tackle.
That lock there, number 5, Casey Rock. He's a big unit. I think he's the tallest player on the field.
Corey Olsen didn't waste any time to try and secure that tackle. It was something that he had to make, you know, especially with a unit of that size moving at that speed.
You can see on the sidelines here, number 22 for Glendale Raptors, Mose Tumateo, joining his team. Another person, number 22 for Glendale, Mose, with a lot of experience playing, I know, with San Francisco Golden Gate, and now with the Glendale Raptors. Passing the ball wide, trying to take the middle of that field, Zach Finoglio, off to Malifa. Stopped in their tracks there by the Utah defense. Referee playing advantage and penalizing Utah.
For not rolling away. The penalty was given to Andrew Bahulu. You know, the game is definitely involved, and the way things are officiated are designed to keep the game even more continuous than it has ever been. So, for instance, that call there where, you know, the tackler was supposed to roll away, it's almost instantaneous, and it's even more, you know, just to kind of keep the game a bit more free-flowing, if you will. Hence, the penalty was called for not rolling away in in that breakdown.
So Glendale right in the Utah 22. Great take in the line out. And here we are again, Billy. Glendale with the maul.
Nice.
The referee playing advantage for Utah pulling that maul down.
Nice kick in the chase there by Glendale. Recovered there by Afiaki and Lea'aitoa. We're bringing it back to a 5-meter scrum. Glendale ball, Glendale scrum.
Feed.
Looks like a similar setup to the scrum earlier over here.
If you can see number 23 for Glendale hovering just on the inside shoulder of Malifa. Another collapsed scrum there.
What's usually the cause of a collapse scrum? Is that, because I've heard that the position of the front row, it's their main responsibility of keeping that scrum up.
Well, I wouldn't know, Billy, because I've only played in the backline my whole life.
Whatever.
Just kidding. One of the things is collapsing in the scrum, and that comes down to whether it's technique. Oh, that number 23.
Nice.
Told you he was heading on that shoulder of Malifa. Great decoy there.
See that replay there regarding, man, that was,
that pop
pass
up pass right there.
right there,
Malifa.
right there. Decoy runner. Dummy right.
And number 23, Nick Johnson, in for the try.
Which brings the score to 31-3.
See, that's one of the things that Malifa does really well because he is such a threat on the offensive side. He draws in some of those defenders who sit on him, and then he's able to make that pop pass, creating space for the fullback to come in and run that great line.
I mean, again, this, it kind of goes all back to experience. The way that, he makes it look easy, but that's, you're hitting that at full pace. Looks like the kick is good, so it brings us up to 33-3.
Another successful conversion for Will Maggie. Utah trying to put a little pressure on him. Hani Lea'aitoa and Joe Nichols. Looking to join his team on the field, number 20, Ioane, who was a part of that sevens team, that sevens squad, that won nationals. Ioane replacing Lance Williams. Ioane is actually from one of the local teams here in Utah, the Gladiators.
They played an exhibition match today against the Spartans, who actually won the men's premier division Josepa Shield from last year, coached by John Udi and Nefiafi Fekito, the older brother of Malakai Fekito, the All Black.
Great take there by Glendale from the restart. Looking to Maul and Timoteo.
Again, switch in position and substitution, but the tempo that Glendale continues to play at is consistent.
Throwing into the line out today, number 16 in the black head here from the University of Utah, Chad Goff. All-American, great player, real workhorse on the field. But it's been stolen there by Glendale. Great defense there by Utah, Nick Mostyn.
Again, Glendale's backline
Some solid defense there by the Select 15. And it's a penalty against Glendale.
What was the call? Not sure, but that doesn't matter at this point because Rugby Utah is taking the ball up. It looks like they've taken it up 15 meters. Nothing like a good little scuffle in the game of rugby.
You know, just some competitors exchanging pleasantries. A little, how you doing? It's been a while since we last spoke, but it's a scrum to the Utah team, Utah Select 15. In this position, Billy, if you in Utah's place, would you try and attack from this position, or try and maintain possession?
I'd try and maintain possession and use the back line to our advantage. That is a rare mistake there from the Glendale Raptors.
Short arm penalty there.
Nice take there by Vern Ale. A high tackle there. Let's see that. You know, Vern is not only a huge tackler, but he can run as well and hit.
Number 11 there, John Ryberg. He's a tank. He's a little bit lower to the ground, so trying to take on Ale, he went high there. And the ball's been coughed up by Utah, and Glendale are on the counter attack. Ooh, nice tackle there.
By Tuineau. I'm telling you, that guy's
impact player, huh?
A very impactful player.
He's got a lot of pace, and that pace injected into this back line just gives him a spark.
Oh, missed tackle there.
Nice run there by is that the prop or the hooker?
Oh, looks like it was the prop.
Glendale recycling that ball very quickly, finding gaps in the Utah defense, and some nice offloads.
One-on-one there, Afiaki and
Zach Finoglio going in there, drawing in the defender.
Try and Glendale.
I believe that is the left wing, number 11, John Ryberg.
Looks like we have one of our impact players on the ground there, Joe Nichols. You know.
In their first encounter, Joseph Nichols, he was playing fullback, I believe.
Fullback, and then he moved up to scrum.
He's an experienced player who I think he's made a really big impact today, being able to be the floor general for the Utah team, and getting them around the field, really showing them where to go.
Definitely a utility back. I've seen him play, you know, both. And like we see today, they put him at scrum half. I've seen him at fullback.
I think he's played a stellar game, Billy.
Definitely played a stellar game. First to put points for the Rugby Utah Select side as a team on the board was Joe Nichols in that game against the Glendale Raptors up in Colorado.
Yeah, Joseph Nichols has played today. I think has been great. His communication on the field, directing players, directing traffic, has been really helpful for these forwards and the whole team in general. Number 10, Maggie, for the conversion. This guy can't miss today, and he's split the uprights again.
So Glendale extend 38-3, with roughly 11 minutes left on the clock.
You know, with 10 minutes left in this game, the weather today has been spectacular. Blue skies, and now we have a lovely sunset just for you and I, Billy. No, we still have about just over 10 minutes to go, and
you know know, one thing that people don't know about the game of rugby is it's a winter sport. But look at the attire that one would don to play the game of rugby is not nearly something that would be encouraged in a winter sport. So the weather today would be considered quite ideal for this sport and how it originated.
Malifa with a huge clearance kick there, getting out of their half.
Let's see what Afiaki can do with the ball at this opportunity here.
Tries to step his way through the Glendale defense. At scrum half right now, we have Elliot McDaniel.
Danny Christensen there trying to take the ball out of Rugby Utah's territory.
Elliot is an experienced player playing for Haggis. He actually went over to New Zealand for a season. Oh,
It looks like there was a knock on there. Nice take by Andrew Pahulu.
and knocked on there by Ioane. That's one of those things that Ben Nichols mentioned at halftime is retaining that ball.
Yes,
something that is
maintain it.
critical.
I mean, I don't want to sound like John Madden here, but if you want to win the game of rugby, you got to hold on to that ball, you know. It's almost stayed in the office.
The only thing I know about John Madden is PlayStation.
This is a Glendale scrum, so they put in the ball. Scrum half Timoteo.
Spreading it wide. Glendale using those dummy runners really well.
Nice take there, cover by
Afiaki trying to capitalize on a bit of a. He saw a chance there, but it closed very quickly. And Glendale looking to capitalize. Great recover tackle.
And then a follow-up there. Try by Glendale. Continue to extend their lead.
I think that's is that a second try for John Ryberg?
That is a second try for John Ryberg. The last time we played him up in Glendale, he scored a hat trick.
And here's a replay here. Replay there of John Ryberg's try, regathering that kick.
And that's one of the beauties of rugby is the continuous play. If this was any other sport, you probably wouldn't see a series of plays like that would result in what just happened today. Just now with that try. So the kick to come. I think he's been
almost perfect today,
Yep.
Will Maggie.
he's only missed one kick so far. Kick is good, so Glendale put an additional 2 points on the board, bring the score to 46-3 with roughly 6.5 minutes left on the clock.
So I noticed one thing right now. Despite the score being 46-3, despite there being 3 minutes left in the game, first person back up on the line, number 4 Sai Uhila, really leading from the front. Both in defense and especially with his strong running. One of the impact players here for Rugby Utah.
Apparently rugby runs deep in his family with his brother, the Tongan Bear, who plays for the Hurricanes and Wellington.
Utah looking for a short restart there.
Afiaki to cover the kick.
Glendale seeing some space there.
Nice kick there by Afiaki.
Doesn't quite make it to touch.
Doesn't quite make it to touch.
Giving Glendale the
But
opportunity
he needs
to
to
counteract.
move in order for the rest of Utah's players to be onside.
Timoteo trying to force a gap there in the defense, but his forwards find something there for him. Some great communication there. Oh, but just
unfortunate bounce there of the ball. Had he caught that ball, he would have been homebound to the try zone area.
unfortunate for them, lucky for others.
Had he scored that try, it would have been his second hat trick against Rugby Utah select side.
Big if. But it's a Utah throw into this line out.
Nice take there by Saya Uhila.
Uhila, one of those players that can play multiple positions.
Oh, unfortunate knock on there, mishandling of the ball.
Glendale playing to the whistle. Nice chip and chase there. And a roly-poly.
Try awarded.
Try awarded to number 23, Nick Johnson. I think that's the second time crossing the line today.
Bring the score to 51-3 with 4 minutes left on the board for the second half.
You know, Glendale's one of those teams that obviously have a good strength and conditioning
Let's see
program.
that right there. Nice chip and chase. Hard to contain when you're moving at that speed, and just the series of momentum just put him over the line. Phenomenal try there by number 23.
Showing a little bit of dance moves or gymnastics moves in that forward roll to get to the line, but impressive nonetheless. Will Maggie up again for the conversion. The way he's going, you could almost say this is money.
Kick here to come by Glendale after scoring a phenomenal try.
Maggie taking his time here.
And the kick is good.
Did I not call that one?
That was good.
Made my money there in commentating today. Just on that call right there.
53-3 with roughly 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
These Rugby Utah forwards coming back, getting ready to go at it again for the next 2 minutes, as if the score is tied. That kick didn't go 10 there.
That kick didn't go 10, so it's a Raptors ball.
They can decide to have a re-kick or to have a scrum, a halfway.
Looks like they're opting for a scrum.
See, this is great position for the Raptors, being in the middle of the field, having a lot of space, splitting their back line. They've got 3 here on the open side.
2 on the blind side.
Yep. See where Timoteo goes. Looks like he's going to go left. Malifa spreading it wide to his winger.
Nice take there by
Vernale.
giving to Danny Christensen.
A big tackle there by
Looks
by
like
the
there was
Glendale
no
lock.
wrap in that tackle, but we let it slide.
And Christensen straight back up on his feet. Utah trying to make the most of this possession in the last few minutes, but it's been turned over.
It's been turned over, and the penalty is awarded to the Raptors.
That was a big tackle there by number 4, Ben Landry, on Dan Christensen. But as I mentioned before, for a
See that tackle right here?
inside pass, and ooh.
Yeah, there was definitely no wrapping.
But look, Christensen's not even faced. For a small guy, he's got a lot of heart.
Look at that.
Pretty evenly contested scrum there, right?
Evenly contested scrum.
You know, Rugby Utah are really showing throughout this game glimpses of promise, wouldn't you say?
Yep, it looks like the ball is, player's gone into touch, and that is full time.
Referees called it.
The final score, 53-3 to Glendale Raptors. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I'd like to thank the Glendale Raptors for coming all the way from Glendale, Colorado to join us here in Utah. I'd like to thank our select side for putting up a good fight. And
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as has been stated before, that's full time between these two teams here in the Major Rugby Championship. Glendale Raptors and the Select 15 from Utah. This is just one of many outings. I'm sure these teams will see each other down the road many times. And obviously we look forward to this great contest every time. Glendale really showing their class and experience. And ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we hope to see you next time on May 13th. Thank you very much.